Good day, everybody. So again, I am Abran Bueno, your GEM 111 instructor. So now we are on our third week and we will discuss on the basic concepts in statistics. So what we have here by Disraeli, there are three kinds of lies. Lies, damned lies, and statistics. So why did he said that? So we'll find out siguro later, okay? Sige, so the first thing that comes to our mind is ano gi-appeal ni sa curriculum? Why should we study statistics? I'm English major, TLE I'm going to be a TLE teacher. I'm going to be a science major. Why do we need statistics? Because, my friends, my students, data are everywhere. When there's data, there will be statistics. And statistical techniques are used to make many decisions that affects our lives. Even the products that you are using is you use that or you paid for that or namalit mo ana. It's because of statistics. Also, no matter what your career, you will make professional decisions that involve data. And understanding of statistical methods will help you make these decisions effectively. Alright? Kung English major ba mo diha, or maunsa pa na inyong mga major, ma-BPA pa mo diha, or unsa, so your career, no matter what your career, you will be involved with data. And with data comes statistics, and smart handling of the data will be discussed in this subject. Alright. So what are the applications of statistical concepts in the business world? Finance, correlation and regression, index numbers, time series analysis. In marketing, we have hypothesis testing, chi-square tests, non-parametric statistics. Personnel, hypothesis testing, chi-square tests, non-parametric tests. Also, operating management, hypothesis testing, estimation, analysis of variance, time series analysis. So those are new words for you siguro if you haven't done or heard statistics, right? Pero later on, actually you can search it already sa Google. You will already know that. And also, this might be part we will talk about it pero not on the very detail, okay? Because again, basic concepts and statistics lang ang atong i-discuss karong hapuna. Alright? So what is statistics? Ikapila na to siya gi-mention, di ba? So statistics is the science of collecting, organizing, presenting, analyzing, and interpreting data to assist in making more effective decisions. Again, remember those terms. Collecting, organizing, presenting, analyzing, and interpreting data to assist in making more effective decisions. While statistical analysis is used to manipulate, summarize, and investigate data so that useful decision-making information results. Okay, again, statistics is the science of collecting, organizing, presenting, analyzing, and interpreting, while statistical analysis is used to manipulate, summarize, and investigate those data para meaningful ang decision making. Okay? So the types of statistics. So duha ka types ang statistics. So, statistics, first is descriptive statistics. The methods of organizing, summarizing, and presenting data in an informative way. While inferential statistics is the method used to determine something about a population and the basis of a sample. Okay, so mapansin niyo mo 'di ba sa descriptive statistics, makuan siya nga naa dito ang katong mga first few terms. Organizing, summarizing, and presenting data. That's part of statistics already. So, basically, it's just organizing. I-organize nimo ang mga raw data, tapos i-summarize, tapos i-present. That's descriptive statistics. I-describe lang nimo ang data. Again, describe is the root word. Okay? While inferential statistics, Naana ni siya involvement sa population and sample. So what are these? The population is the entire set of individuals or objects of interest or the measurements obtained from all individuals or objects of interest. Ang sample, before to ma-explain, sample sa a portion or part of the population of interest. Again, so it's basic, di ba? It's self-explanatory because again, population, whole population, entire set of individuals. For example, whole Philippines. Ina na a population. Again, whole Philippines. Well, a sample is a portion or part of the population of interest. So if population is the Philippines, ang sample is the people of Davao Occidental. Okay? So, inana lang. Again, population, the entire set. While a sample is just a portion of the population. Next, see here. Population involves all the items, all the cars there. But a sample is just items selected from the population. So, later on, we will discuss that this population can represent this sample, these 6 samples of cars can represent the whole population of cars. Okay? Sige. So, inferential statistics involve estimation and hypothesis testing. Example, estimate the population mean weight using the sample mean weight. Yan na ang estimation. Sige, diba, i-estimate nimo. For example, diba, nakadungog na taan ang term, estimation. I-estimate lang, oy. For example, na isa ka bukag nga mga mangga. Pag check nimo diha, pag simhot nimo, humot og kuan. Humot og ripeness. Kasi ripeness, humot og hinog. Hinog. Pag kuan na po diri, ikaduha nga mangga, hinog. Ikatulo nga mangga, hinog. Instead of simhuton tibuok bukag nga mangga, pag simhot na to sa tulo ka buok, musulti na dayon tayo, i-estimate na natin, hinog ni tanan. That's estimation. While hypothesis testing is testing the claim that the population mean weight is 70 kilograms. Mo nang hypothesis testing, i-test out nimo kung unsa ang imuhang estimate. Alright. So, inference is the process of drawing conclusion or making decisions about population based on sample results. So, that's basically inference. Infer nimo. With the use of small data, i-represent nimo ang gamit tong small data into the whole population. Again, katong mangga, di ba? Tulo lang ka buok. Ang sunod sa bukag is 50 ka mangga. Pero pagkuha na ko sa tulo ka mangga, pagsimot na ko ang tulo kay hinog, akong estimate tapod or akong na-infer nga tanan or tibuok bukag is full of hinog nga mangga. Okay? Let's move on to sampling. Sampling. A sample should have the same characteristics as the population it is representing. Sampling can be with replacement. A member of the population may be chosen more than once. For example, picking the candy from the bowl. While without replacement is a member of the population may be chosen only once. For example, lottery ticket. Okay. So basically, sampling dapat kung gusto tita population sa whole Philippines, dapat ang imo-represent niya as sample ana is people of the Marcelino example. Dapat ang people of the Marcelino part na siya sa Philippines. Also, they are Filipinos. Dapat inana ang sample because again, the sample should have the same characteristics as the population it is representing. Also, sa with replacement and without replacement, basically, with replacement, magkuha na itong isa, mabalikan, pwede na to siya ibalik. Magkuha na po tab, pwede na to siya mapick na pag-usab. While ang without replacement, for example, ang lottery ticket, also ang kanang draw lots, right? Pagkuha na to, gisi. Di na to replace. So, kato siya, one chance lang. Okay? So, that's it. Now, we have the sampling method. Sampling methods can be random or non-random. Ang random, each member of the population has an equal chance of being selected. Random. Random dancing. Bisan nun sa pataka, di ba? Mo nang random. Bisan, meaning, sa isa ka bowl, pag anak nimo, wala ka balo color blue dahil mo nakuha. Dili mo tanawon. Random. Randomly. Uy, green na pod. Uy, pink na pod. That's random. While non-random, is dili random. Gipick nimo to kanang mga manikas. Char lang. Pag anak nimo, akong ganahan kay mga blue lang. So, blue lang tanan yung ikuha. Katong mga pangalan nga blue, nga nasa blue sa nga ball, mo to yung ikuha. So, non-random. Now, the actual process of sampling causes sampling errors. For example, the sample may not be large enough or representative of the population. Factors not related to the sampling process cause non-sampling errors. A defective counting device can cause a non-sampling error. Again, na-sampling error. Kung if ever, for example, i-represent sa tibuok, sa Davao Occidental ang whole Philippines. Sure jud ka nga ma-represent yun sa tanang Davao Occidental ang Philippines. Nga lahi ang Davao Occidental kay few people lang. Also, lahi iyang experiences compared sa Luzon, right? Sa inana. So, na siya something error gihapon. Munang dapat large enough, also dapat dapat na pasok siya sa standards and all, dapat maka-represent din siya. Also, ang mga factors nga not related sa sampling process can cause non-sampling errors. Also, a defective device, kung gituyo nimo or kaya mga tiniyuan, mga defective nga device, bad jud siya for sampling. Okay? Now, random sampling methods. You should remember this because magbalik-balik ni siya puhon sa research and all ninyo mga subjects. Okay? So, simple random sample. Each sample the same size has an equal chance of being selected. Wala na. Simple random sample. Simple random sampling. Ano lang, example, bowl. Pag puno nag mga bola, pagkuha nimo, oy, red, oy, pink. Tanan na sila na ay chance nga mabunutan. While stratified sample or sampling, divide the population into groups called strata and then take a sample from each stratum. Sa example, for example, sa classroom. Row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. Tapos, randomly na dahil, after nyo mo na-certify, dapat na kayo makuha isa sa row 1. Isa na po sa row 2, pero in random. Isa sa row 3 para equal po siya. So, lahi po siya nga technique. Also, another is cluster sample. Divide the population into strata and then randomly select some of the strata. All the members from this strata are in the cluster sample. So, lahi po siya. Kung ang sa stratified sample, kay isa sa row 1, isa sa row 2, isa sa row 3, isa sa row 4, isa sa row 5. Sa cluster sample, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, ibutang na nimo sa bowl. Pag anak nimo, pagkuha nimo, ang nakuha niya row 5. So tanan nga naa sa row 5 kay appeal siya sa sample. Ana siya, cluster sample. Again, next is systematic sample. It is randomly selecting a starting point and take every nth piece of data from listing of the population. So lahi pa ni siya. For example, magsugod tag mag-count. Okay? You count first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After 5, balik ng plug 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, musulti dayon nga, the third or the number 3, tanan number 3, tindog. Pag tindog sa number 3, kamo tanan ang sample. Okay? Again, that's systematic sample. Now, you can just repeat if you are still confused. Okay? So, next is the descriptive statistics. More on it, it's just collecting data. For example, survey. Of course, tanan nagulot na makadungog survey, right? Also, present data using tables and graphs. So, sa inyong worksheet, ma-experience na ninyo ang mag-present of data using the table and graphs. Now, also, summarizing data using the sample mean, for example. So, with the data that's come up, magamit na to ang mga measures and other statistical tools to summarize the data. Okay? Now, statistical data, what is it? It is the collection of data that are relevant to the problem being studied. Is commonly the most difficult, expensive, and time-consuming part of the entire research project. The statistical data, mo ni siya, kung mag-research mo pohon, it is the most expensive jud sa tanan. Kay mag-print pa, adtoon pa yung mga participants, naapoy uban nga maikog man, so imong tail, maikog, pakanon ang mga participants, ana. Ang statistical data, tapos moadto pa jud ka, magpliti pa ka para moadto lang dito, kay mag-survey and all. It's very difficult, expensive, and time-consuming. Statistical data are usually obtained by counting or measuring items. So we have primary data that are collected specifically for the analysis desired. We also have secondary data who have already been compiled and are available for statistical analysis. Again, primary data, first hand. Kuha nimo ang data. While ang secondary are those already compiled na pwede na ito nimo magamit diretso. While a variable is an item of interest that can take on many different numerical values, while a constant has a fixed numerical value. So, same lang sa kuan. Diba? Same sa algebra. Constant, fixed numerical value. While a variable can vary. It will vary. Alright, so data, kinds of data. Statistical data are usually obtained by counting or measuring items. Most data can be put in the following categories. So these are the two types of data that you should put in your mind because maapil ni sa quiz, guys. Maapil di. Alright? So sa qualitative data, these are measurements that each fall into one of several categories. Fall not, it's not fail. Fall into one of several categories. For example, hair color, ethnic groups, and other attributes of the population. Wait lang, explain ito niya. While ang quantitative data are observations that are measured on a numerical scale. So, distance traveled to college, number of children and family, and etc. So, guys, ang qualitative o ang kalahian niya sa quantitative. Ang qualitative, guys, is qualities. Di siya makuan sa numbers. Quality siya, mga nouns, lang siya. Okay? Mga adjectives, for example, hair color. Diba? Her hair color is black, blue, green. Qualitative na because it's her qualities. It's his qualities. Ethnic groups, again, mga nouns. Qualitative na sila. While ang quantitative, muna sila ang mga numbers, observations that are measured on a numerical scale. For example, number of children. Pila ang mo mag-igsuon? 8. Oh, di ba? Number. Distance traveled to college from Don Marcelino from Don Marcelino to Malita. Pila na ka distance traveled? 30 kilometers. O, di ba? Number still. Again, quantitative is number while qualitative is qualities or nouns. So, dapat dili mo malibog. For example, remember this, ang income bracket. Unsa man ang income bracket? Pwede mo siya ma-relate sa poor, lower middle class, upper middle class, rich. Also, the income bracket is bisa number siya, 5,000 to 10,000 per month, pero naka-bracket mo gud siya. It's still qualitative, guys. I'll just tell you that. Okay? Now, more on qualitative data. Data are generally described by words or letters. Again, words or letters. They are not as widely used as quantitative data because many numerical techniques do not apply to the qualitative data. For example, it does not make sense to find an average hair color or blood type. Diba? So, kung ikuan na to, i-average na to, ang hair color, musulti lang ta, mas daghan. Oh, mas daghan ang black, ano lang. Diba? So, walay average hair color. Average hair color. Kung average hair color, kuan, tunga-tunga sa brown o sa black, ano? So, diba? Lisod siya, o blood type, A plus O plus AB. ABO? Char. Okay. Diba? So, lisod siya. Then, qualitative data can be separated into two subgroups. We have dichotomic and we have polynomic. Dichotomic if it takes the form of a word with two options. Example, gender, male or female. Sa pailain. Sa pailain, ha? Male, female. Yes, no. That's also qualitative data. Yes, no. Sa pa mga binary, gani. Yes, no, male or female. Research on that. Okay? Sige, so, polynomic, if it takes the form of a word with more than two options. Example, education, primary school, secondary school, and university. Sa pailain, marital status, single, married, widowed, diba? Daghan siya, not just two. Sa pailain, ang gender na karon. Gender, male or female. Napoy usahay, ang sex kasagaran jud sex is male or female, but ang gender karon kay ginadaghan na siya. Nanay male, female, gay, tomboy, bisexual, ana. Nanay sa uban, sa labi na sa mga guidance because they are progressive man, di ba? Sa inana. So, an example dichotomic is basta two lang kabuk options. That's dichotomic. Again, yes, no, male or female, agree, disagree, diba? So, inana, again, dichotomic from the word die, duet, duha. Polynomic, more than two. Okay? Now, quantitative data are always numbers and are the results of counting or measuring attributes of a population. So, qualitative data can be separated into two subgroups. Again, ang quantitative data, result of counting, result of measurement, are always numbers. Alright? So, guys, two subgroups. The discrete and the continuous. First, discrete. If it is the result of counting the number of students of a given ethnic group in class, the number of books on a shelf. So, ang mga discrete, kay mo ni sila ang result of counting. Again, discrete counting. Discrete counting. So, number of siblings, number of dogs, number of people, number of children, number of students, ana, discrete. Also, wala na siya point something. Wala siya decimal ang discrete. Nabili ka mo sulti, what is the number of what is the number of your children, ma'am and sir? Pilain yung mga anak. Dahil po mo sulti kag 2.5 ma'am. Diba? Dili siya pwede. Again, ang discrete result of counting. And sa counting, wala na siya decimal point. Wala mo na siya musulti kag 1.5 ma'am. Dili pwede. Diba? So, wala tayo tao nga 1.5 bisan unsa na siya ka putot. Diba? So, now ang continuous, if it is the result of measuring. So, distance traveled, weight of luggage. For example, distance. Naman tayo masulti mo ta, diba? 2.7 kilometers. So, sa continuous, na siya point something na. Weight of luggage. For example, ma'am, 6.4 kilograms lang siya. Okay. Again, ang discrete, number of, walay decimal. While ang continuous, kay result of measuring. Nandiyan na siya mga point something, pwede mo siya 0.0. So, kung wala siya 0.0, normal lang siya. Pero, result of counting, result of measuring siya. Like example, kilometers or weight. Alright? So, that is continuous. Now, the types of variables. So, mo ni ilahang diagram. From variables, there are two types. There is qualitative and there is quantitative. So, qualitative, natay dichotomic and we have polynomic. Again, dichotomic, for For example, ana, gender. Ang marital status diha for those nga kuan lang, single, married, ano lang. Tapos ang polynomic kay brand of PC, hair color, for example, Acer, 'di ba? Daghan man ng brands. That is also polynomic. What is the brand of your computer? Acer po, Asus po, Apple po. O, 'di ba daghan? Also hair color, black, blue, blah blah blah, daghan kaayo. Okay? And then quantitative, ubos sa quantitative there is discrete and there is continuous. Again, discrete result of counting, walay decimal. Ang continuous kay result of measurement. Pwede na i-decimal, pwede wala, pero again, measurement, weight, distance, meters, kilometers, all. Alright, so mag-move on na tayo. Now, we have the numerical scale of measurement. Na discuss ni sa module 1, right? Pero duha ra to, nominal ug ordinal. Pero karon we will discuss 4. Exciting, right? Sige. So, morning numerical scale of measurement na po ni sa inyo ang quiz, guys. So, paminaw mo. Okay? So, first, nominal level of data. So, numbers are used to classify or categorize. Example, employment classification. 1 for educator, 2 for construction worker, 3 for manufacturing worker. So, again, ang nominal level of data, guys, kay mura siya og what? Mura siya og qualitative data. Muna siya ang mga kuan. Labi na mga polynomic. For example, Acer, mga nouns po nila. Again, nominal, name, from the root word name. So, ang nominal, again, mga names na sila. Mga nouns. Acer, laptop, computer, electric fan. Ana, munang nominal. Example, boy, girl. That's still a noun. So, nominal level of data na siya. Also, ethnicity. African American, Anglo-American, char. Mga Filipinos. We have Tagalogs, Bisaya, we have Muslims, we have Manobo, we have Blaan, we have Bagobo, we have, and many others. Those are nominal level of data. Again, names, nouns. Okay? Sige. Next is the ordinal level of data. So, numbers are used to indicate rank or order. Again, ordinal, order, rank. So, relative magnitudes of numbers is meaningful difference between numbers are not comparable. Example, ani taste test ranking of 3 brands of soft drinks. Musulti ka, first, second, or third. That's ordinal level. Example, position within an organization. President, vice president, plant manager, department supervisor, employee. That's also, again, order nila. Naka-order jud na per nga ang president, 1 jud kay president, right? Ana, also top 50 cars. Kumusulti ang first car or ang top 1, top 2, top 3, top 4. That's also ordinal. Again, in order or in rank. Kumusulti na guna in rank or order or top. Again, ordinal level na siya, guys. Example, nansa na ni siya. Wala nagkadimao. Wala nagkadimao. Sige lang. Basta, ang point ani, guys, top 1 ang F, top 2 ang N, sa race ni siya. Again, sa race, naman dyan ay order, di ba? Kasi una na abot. That's ordinal level of data. Napo dere. Also, strongly agree, neutral, disagreed, strongly disagree. That's ordinal data, guys. Ngano? Of course, strongly agree, na dyan na siya sa pinakasugod. Or na siya sa pinakalas. Na lang. Again, ranking. Okay? Interval level of data. So, distance between consecutive integers are equal. Relative magnitudes of numbers is meaningful. Difference between numbers are comparable. Location of origin, 0, is arbitrary. And vertical intercept of unit of measure transform functions is not 0. Examples, Fahrenheit temperature. And, sorry. And monetary units. So, ang distance nila is the same. For example, from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, same na ang distance, only 1. Okay? So, ang ratio is the highest level of measurement. It is a relative magnitude of numbers is meaningful. And difference between numbers are comparable. All location of origin is 0 is absolute, and vertical intercept of unit of measure transform function is 0. So height, weight, volume, monetary variables such as revenues, expenses, financial ratios such as PE, ratio, inventory, turnover. So ang nakalahi lang ani nila guys. Kay na ay absolute 0 ang ratio level data. Meaning, if 0, wala dyan na siya. For example, wala tayo 0 height. Kung 0 height ka, what? Wala dyan 0 height, guys. So, that is ratio level. Kung masultig 0, wala as in wala. Sa ratio level, walay negative. Again, for example, distance. Di mo tayo masulti og, kung maadto ko sa gikan diri hangtod sa tindahan kay negative 3 meters. Nganong negative 3 meters? Nagtalikod mo kung kuno baklay. Di na pwede guys. Walay negative nga distance. So that is part of the ratio level. While ang interval level, for example, Fahrenheit temperature, na siya yung mga negative temperature. Na yung negative 100 Fahrenheit and all. Inana. Okay? Ang monetary units pod, if nakay utang, that is credit, that is negative as well. Again, ang 0, meaning lang ana, wala kay kwarta. Okay? Pwede po ka mabut nga dayon or 0 is still a monetary unit. Meaning wala kay kwarta. Kung negative 1, nakay utang piso. O diba? Again, ang interval nakalahi sa interval level data o sa ratio level data kay naa sila'y absolute 0 ang ratio level. Now, I don't know how to do statistics, but it doesn't matter because I didn't have data. So, meaning kung wala kay data, you can't do statistics, guys. So, data presentation. We're finally in the second part. So, numerical presentation of qualitative data. We have the pivot table for qualitative, dichotomic, statistical attributes. And we have the contingency table for qualitative statistical attributes from which at least one of them is polynomic. Again, for dichotomic, pivot table. For polynomic, contingency table. You should know how to convert absolute values to relative ones. Alright, so let's talk about frequency distributions, the numerical presentation of quantitative data. So, quantitative data ang mga makuan sa frequency distribution, guys. Frequency distribution is the frequency or kadaghanon or how many it is, that is the frequency, guys. Okay? Or number of occurrences, ikapila nagbalik, in each of several categories. Frequency distributions are used to summarize large volumes of data values. When the raw data are measured in a quantitative scale, either interval or ratio level, categories or classes must be designed for the data values before a frequency distribution can be formulated. So, dapat into categories siya or into classes. Okay? So, if we talk about frequency distribution, we also talk about ungroup and group data. So, ungroup data basically is data that has not been summarized yet in any way. It is also called raw data. So you'll find out about that later. While ang group data have been organized into a frequency distribution. Okay? So that's why I told you when we talk about frequency distribution table, ma-discuss yun yung ungroup o group data. Because ang group data is data that has been organized in a frequency distribution. Alright, so this is an example of ungrouped data. So, naara siya tanan diha, daghan kaayo. Those are 50 kabuok. So, kumutan ka, okay, what's that? Isa-isahon pa nako, diba? Ages of sample managers from urban child care centers in the United States. So, those are ages of managers, okay? Sila mga edad. So, these are the steps for constructing a frequency distribution. First is to determine the number of classes. So, that's the formula. It's m is equal to square root of n, where n is the max minus minimum all over m. So determine the size of each class and determine the starting point for the first class. Then tally the number of values that occur in each class. Tally. Then prepare a table of the distribution using actual counts or percentages or relative frequencies. So, ma-find out ninyo. Karon, okay, this is an example of a basic group data. This is the frequency. So, katong, based atong raw data, ganina katong daghan kabuok, 50 kabuok. So, mo ni siya. So, sa ang mga people nga nag-age og 20 to 29, 6 kabuok frequency. So, sinapansin niyo sa class interval, 20 to 29. Sunod, 30 to 39. Sunod, 40 to 49. Walay nag-overlap. Remember that. Okay? So, di ba? Next, so meaning 6 kabok sa 20 to 29, 18 kabok 30 to 39. So, sa kana pa lang daan, may mga na to, mas daghan og managers nga 30 to 39 years old. Gamay lang ang 70 above. Gamay lang ang 60 to 69. Kay basin, dili na ginadawat ang mga senior citizens. So, di ba? Out of that data alone. Now, the data range. What is the data range? It's just you just find the difference of the largest and the smallest element or data, which is 74 and 23. 74 minus 23, the range is 51. Okay? Now, the number of classes in a class width, kung saan na siya pagkuha. So, the number of classes should be between 5 and 15 only. Fewer than 5 classes cause excessive summarization, meaning kung nadamok na tanan sa isa ra ka class, 'di ba? Then more than 15 classes have too much detail. So meaning gamay na kayo. Ano po? Gagmay na lang kayo ang mga frequency ka halos mura ra pud siya raw data, 'di ba? Daghan. Then ang class width is to divide the range by the number of classes for an approximate class width. Round up to a convenient number. So, approximate class width is just 51. So, atong class width ganina is 6. Nakita niyo, di ba? Di ba? So, 51, the range divided by 6, which is the class number of classes, which is 8.5. So, ang class width nato diha is 8.5. Then, we round up 10. So, that's why muna to ganina 20 to 29. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Then, ang class midpoint, makuha nato siya is beginning class endpoint plus ending class endpoint. So, 2. So, 30 plus 40 divided by 2 is 35. So, that's how you get the class midpoint. Or just, pwede po siya class beginning point plus 1/2 class width. So, 30 plus 1/2 of 10, which is the class width, is 35. Makuha rin mong class midpoint. Now, nawala. No, naguba siya guys. Sige lang. I'll just explain. So, relative frequency. Ang saan pagkuha sa relative frequency? Simply, ang saan po pagkuha sa proportion later sa pie graph. It's just 6 divided by 50. 6 is the frequency for 20 to 29 class. Divided by 50, which is the total number or the total population. So, 6 divided by 50, 0.12. 18 divided by 50, that's 0.36. So, inana lang relative frequency, guys. 11 divided by 50, 0.22. That will equal or equate to 1. Muna siya. 1 whole. Okay? Inana lang. So, muna siya ang mga portion or the pwede mo siya percent. 12% of the frequency kay naa sa 20 to 29 class. Ana lang. Then, ang cumulative frequency, simple na po kayo, guys. Again, cumulative. Pasunod. 6 ang sunod ana niya is i-plus lang nimo. 6 plus 18, 24. 24 plus 11, nahimong 35. 35 plus 11, 46. 46 plus 3, 49. 49 plus 1, 50. Ang pinaka-last jud ana, sa tunong sa pinaka-last nga class is 50 or the total population. Kung di na 50 na, nagkamali mo na. Just simple addition na siya, guys. Ang cumulative frequency. While the cumulative muna example. So basically, 20 to 29. Sila midpoint is 25 relative frequencies. So class midpoints, relative frequencies, and cumulative frequencies. So out of that, makuha na nimo siya, di ba? Na kay mga, pwede na nimo siya ma-interpret actually. So, masulti ka nga, 22% or 6% of the total population of managers kay naa siya sa range sa 60 to 69 years old. Okay, di ba? Yan na. Yan ang ka-powerful ang statistics. Alright, this is the cumulative relative frequencies. So, kung cumulative again, kung cumulative frequency lang, ang frequency lang i-add lang nimo. While ang sa cumulative relative frequency, you simply add na po. 0.12 plus 0.36 equals 0.48. 0.48 plus 0.22, 0.70. Ang relative frequency na pwede mo tanawan. 0.70 plus 0.22 is 0.92. 0.92 plus 0.06 is 0.98. 0.98 plus 0.02 is equal to 1. 1 po na ang pinakalas niya. Alright, so yeah, we will go now sa charts and graphs, finally. So, we have frequency distributions are good ways to present the essential aspect of data collection in concise and understandable terms. Pictures are always more effective in displaying large data collection. So, di ba, nagasulti na sila, a picture can say 1,000 words. With just one picture, pwede na ka masulti, oh my God, that's a story, pwede na ka mag-create of story. Naka-powerful ang picture. So, magamit na siya sa charts and graphs because a chart and a graph can also depict a story, can also depict 1,000 words. Naka-powerful ang charts and graphs, guys. Okay, so, now, first is the histogram. So, what's the histogram? So, histogram is basically frequently used to graphically present interval and ratio data. Again, di na niya ginakuan ang nominal o interval, ang nominal o ang ordinal. Ang iyang gina-present lang is interval and ratio data. It is often used for interval and ratio data again, and the adjacent bars indicate that a numerical range is being summarized by indicating the frequencies in arbitrarily chosen classes. Okay, so this basically is the histogram. Hala, nadaot. Aysa guys. Tada! So, this is the histogram, you guys. So, ang histogram is basically, again, what it is told earlier nga, na siya? Frequency. May siyang bar graph, no? Pero, ang frequency na iyahang ginakuan. So, for example, from 30 to 39, 18 ka buok. So, diba? Mas taas siya. So, kung tanawon ni mo daan diha, wala ilabot, hindi mo tanawan ang kuan. If you only see the histogram or if you only look at the histogram, may gano'n ni mo. Okay. So, mas daghan managers nga 30 to 39 years old. While, gamay ra kaayo ang mga senior citizens because ang 60 o ang 70 nga mga classes, 'di ba? Gamay lang. So again, it can give us a lot of, you can interpret a lot of things out of histogram. 'Di ba? See, basically 18 there, and those are, and the class intervals gigamit is doon na answer sa x-axis. Okay? Now we have the frequency polygon. It's another common method for graphically presenting interval and ratio data. To construct a frequency polygon, mark the frequencies on the vertical axis and the values of variables being measured on the horizontal axis, as with the histogram. If the purpose of presenting is comparison with other distributions, The frequency polygon provides a good summary of the data. So let's see what a frequency polygon looks like. So, kato ganina sa histogram bars. Well, kani, lines. Diba? So, it looks like a polygon because of, that's why it's called frequency polygon. Diba? So, it's basically the same, pero lahi lang sila og, it's just, it's practically the same but different ang ginagamit ng elements. Now, on Ogive. A graph of cumulative frequency distribution. Mind you, cumulative frequency. Ogive is used when one wants to determine how many observations lie above or below a certain value in a distribution. First, cumulative frequency distribution is constructed. Cumulative frequencies are plotted at the upper class limit of each category. And an Ogive can also be constructed for a relative frequency distribution. Pwede po siya. Pwede siya cumulative frequency, pwede po cumulative relative frequency. So, basically, ano lang. That's it. Diba, ganina 6, 24, 35, i-add lang din mo, adhan to mga 50. It's 50. Yeah, wala na. Let's give. Now, for relative frequency, ano lang po siya, the same, dala po, 0, tapos, ang nasa x-axis kay ang mga class interval. Diba? Ano lang. Now, the pie chart, which is one of the things nga sa inyo nasa yung worksheet. So, the pie chart is an effective way of displaying the percentage. Breakdown of data by category. Again, percentage. Kung naging percentage proportion, that is pie chart, guys. Useful if the relative sizes of the data components are to be emphasized. Pie charts also provide an effective way of presenting a ratio or interval scale data after they have been organized into categories. Percentage. Example, di ba? Wages, raw material, tanan na diha. So, makita ni mo daan, okay. So, blue, National Legend. Alright, di ba? Wala lang. Also, now, we have an example. So, isang example is the second quarterized production of 5 companies. So, let's see. This is again the second quarter Philippine rice production. Now, 39% is from this company, 17% is from that company. Ay, dara. 1% is from E company, Nine Legends Obos. We also have A for 39%, B for 39% as well. Then 17% sa C, then for... So, of course, again, maka-interpret na ta na company E gives the least, diba? Least percentage. And also, the biggest contributor of rice production is company A and B. O, diba? Very good kaayo. Now, pie chart calculations for rice production. So, basing mangutana mo, what is proportion? Wala na ako gyapon ang degrees kay basically, explain lang gyapon ako. So, basically, para makuha ang proportion, just get the total. For example, of course, the total number of hours, diba, in a day is 24. So, malahi-lahi dyan na inyuhang hours, diha. Tapos, sa every activity, lahi inyuhang hour, diba? So, dire, sa every company, kay lahi ilahang production, rice production. So, company A, 357,411. Kang company B, 154,936. Kang company C, 160,997. So, basically, kung i-add na to na tanan rice production nila, it will equal to 920,190. So, it's the total. Again, how you get the proportion. You get the proportion by just simply getting the production or the number of hours divided the production for that company divided by the total of the 5. So, 357,411 divided by 920,190 is equal to 0.388. For example, ana, katong 4 hours ka mag-sleep. 4 hours lang ka mag-sleep. Kaluin mo. 4 hours lang ka mag-sleep. So, divided by 24. 4 hours divided by 24, that's basically 0.167. So, that is the proportion now. And you should know that the proportions are basically the, diba, proportion. It's basically the percentages, diba? For example, katong kuan, 0.388 or basically 39%. Then, ang degrees, kung natingala mo, unsa nang degrees? Okay, it's basically the degrees. For example, diri sugod pa adong dira degree. So, di ba, isa ka circle is 360 degrees. So, just pila siya kaanaan, pila ka degrees. So, ang button lang is 0.388 multiplied to 360 degrees. Because again, 360 degrees ang full circle. So, 0.388 multiplied to 360 degrees, makuha nimo ang degree, which is 140. Nana lang. Pero sa inyong worksheet, again, proportion lang tukutob. I-multiply lang ninyo ang proportion para makuha ang percentages. Example, again, 0.388 multiplied to 100, it becomes 38.8% or basically 39%. Okay? Now, bar chart, another common method for graphically presenting nominal and ordinal scale. Kung kato ganina sila, mga histogram, Ogive, o itong isa, frequency polygon, kay mga ratio and interval scale level sila. Kani, ang bar chart is for nominal and ordinal scale data. One bar is used to represent a frequency for each category. The bars are usually positioned vertically with their bases located in the horizontal axis of the graph. The bars are separated, and this is why such a graph is frequently used for nominal and ordinal data. The separation emphasizes the plotting of frequencies for distinct categories. Kung distinct categories, names, nominal, again, that is nominal names. Example, red, green, blue, yellow, very nominal, right? So, na lang. Pila ka buok red, pila ka buok green, pila ka buok blue, pila ka buok yellow. So, na lang. That's bar graph. Now, time series graph. The time series graph is a graph of data that have been measured over time. The horizontal axis of this graph represents time periods, and the vertical axis shows the numerical values corresponding to these time periods. This is an example of time series graph. So, in 1981, for example, millions of dollars. For 1981, ako ang kwarta lang is 7 million. Hantod, pag abot og 1988, akong kwarta na is $30 million. I'm rich. Diba? Sinana lang. Now, what do I do when a teacher says this? Says, this cannot be done the night before, guys. Please do your best before a week before. What do you do? So, 90% of you will take it as a personal challenge, while just 10% will adhere the warning and start early. So, gamay ra. I do this. Take it as a personal challenge. Sige daw, buhatan ninyo. Last minute na ko mag-study. Ha, di ba? Sige, kaya para ma-stress mo. While those who are in the blue region adhere the warning and start early, of course, di na sila ma-stress. Kay, nahuman na gud na ako before the deadline. So, wala ni stress. Kamo bahala. Will you be part of the 90% or will you be part of the 10%? So, that's the beauty of kuan, di ba? The beauty of charts and graphs po. And statistics. So, that's it. Thank you very much. I hope you learned a lot. You can ask me anytime sa GC. You can ask me now as well. Thank you. Bye!